All right, guys, we got Nicaragua in the house. He lives there. We're going to be talking everything Nicaragua. We're going to get to Jassert in a minute. Guys, I'm Michael Lown from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. We got another relocation retreat coming up. I'd love to see you there, man. If Costa Rica's on your radar, not quite sure, never been here, it's a crash course. We'll give you the good, the bad, the ugly of living in Costa Rica. Nobody's going to blow smoke. I love talking to you guys, asking all your questions, but if you are interested, all that info is in a link in the description below. And don't forget, I do a podcast, Odd Couple Costa Rica podcast, every Sunday at 9 o'clock. Please subscribe to that and this channel. And if you want to see videos as we put them up, hit the notification bell. This is going to be different. I'm pretty excited. Jassert, thanks for talking to us.
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little intro because you may not say some of the things that I'm gonna say. So Jassert lives in Nicaragua. He speaks 3 languages. One of them is Dutch. He's traveled around. He's been a travel guide. He does live in Nicaragua. So who better to ask about Nicaragua than a guy that speaks Dutch? No,
yeah.
All right, maybe let's start out with a little background, like where you live, kind of what you're doing, and then we'll get into more like a meatier thing, but just kind of like introduce yourself a little bit.
Of course. I'm Jassert. I live in Nicaragua. I have been traveling around, like Mike said, and I think I've been all over the place, if you will. Yeah. I have been in Europe. I have lived in Europe for so many years, and I also lived here in Costa Rica as well. But my home is Nicaragua. That's the country I won't change for anything in the world.
Now, in the future, we actually were going to do this video and compare Costa Rica with Nicaragua, and that's going to come too. But on this video, we're going to talk about exclusively Nicaragua. Anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time knows I love Nicaragua, and I always said if I didn't live in Costa Rica, I would live in Nicaragua. So let's go over, why do you love your country?
It's people. We're so warm-hearted.
I would say that's true.
Yeah, we're warm-hearted and we're very welcoming.
Yeah. Okay, so Nicaragua is compared to Costa Rica a lot, and for good reason. It is for good reason. I don't know if you guys know this, but Nicaragua is just as beautiful as Costa Rica. They've got the same animals. They've got volcanoes. They got all the stuff. I think maybe Costa Rica marketed themselves a little bit better, I guess. But Nicaragua is a beautiful country, and I can definitely say that Nicaragua, the people, are great.
Yeah, we are. We actually are. I agree with you. You see, Costa Rica is marketing itself much better than Nicaragua. We have also beautiful lakes. We have also beautiful volcanoes and beaches as well. And I have to say, it's a lot more affordable than Costa Rica.
Yes, a lot of people bring that up because Nicaragua is way, way cheaper. Now, there's reasons for that, and you could talk about that, but I don't know if I want to talk about tourism or actually living there. So if nobody's ever been there, you said that people are nice, but what are some other maybe positive cultural aspects of, I don't know, now, Granada is the oldest city in Central America.
Yes,
so obviously there's some culture there. So I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you think of some other positive cultural aspects about the people and the country? The history or something?
Yeah. Well, you see, Nicaraguan, we are fighters. We have fought a lot, and of course, Nicaragua as a country has a lot of conflict history, I would say.
That was a nice way to put it.
Yes, let's put it like that. And yes, you may think also about the political situation and all that. But if you focus your attention on the people, on the tourism, and all the opportunities that you can find in Nicaragua, you might be surprised. And I would say, like, besides Granada, which is the oldest city in Central America, I would say León is also another very nice city. We have this colonial architecture, and it's just like almost going back in time.
You know what I love? You can walk down the streets of Granada, and it's just these cobblestones and these big walls, painted all kinds of bright colors with a door.
Yes.
And you're like, man, I wonder what's behind that door.
You always do, yeah.
You open that door, and there could literally be a football field length.
It may be.
There could be a jungle in there. There could be 2 pools.
Yeah.
Not a volleyball court, but could be a volleyball court.
It could be. You never know.
They are so beautiful. Like, opens up. Some people put massive gardens in there. Some people do put the pool. Some people put maybe their little hotel back in there. And
yeah, but you could also find this gorgeous colonial inner garden with a fountain in the middle, and then just so green around the fountain. These corridors, these beautiful corridors with hammocks hanging there and all that. So it's really nice.
Is Granada similar to? Okay, is Leon the same? You know, what's more of a city type of thing, right?
Leon is more of a big city, I would say, and Granada, given the fact that it is very, very strictly colonial, because also the local government in Granada, they prevent, like, for example, big businesses to change the facade of the buildings. They want to keep it that way to keep it more attractive, of course, and keep the colonial architecture.
Yeah.
It's very picturesque.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, I've been quite a few places, and I'm not gonna complain. What do people get wrong? Because I think you kind of said something true. I think, if you say Nicaragua to somebody, they probably think it's in Africa.
I've been told that.
I'm sorry,
yes.
some of you guys. I'm sorry,
but it's true. It's true. When I was living in Europe, I was asked where I was from. And I would say Nicaragua, they would think that is in South Africa or something like that, like.
Do people have the wrong perception?
Yes. Yes.
And is the perception mostly because of the government, or maybe like the Sandinistas and all the other things they've heard from the past?
I think I have to say it's a combination. See, I cannot lie to you right now because
don't lie.
No, I don't do that. When I speak about my country, I like to say things as they are, like, I think it's a combination between the political situations we have experienced throughout history, but also how some Nicaraguans portray themselves when they're abroad.
Okay, keep going.
So
how do they portray themselves?
You see, we are hard workers, but at the same time, we don't do more, generally speaking, than what we're asked to do. And that may come across as, that's not really good. It's not a good...
You're not saying lazy.
No, because we're not. We're not lazy.
But I mean, is that the connotation that somebody would think that?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's a perception that some people may have of Nicaraguans. But I can tell you we're not.
Okay, so I know we're all across the board on this one, because and we're going to have probably a bunch of different videos. We'll probably talk about more like tourism based, but the people, the gringos, like, what are the reasons, like the top 2 or 3 reasons people go there to live? One definitely is the cheaperness. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. It is cheaper. Everybody knows
life
that.
is a lot more affordable than, I don't know, me here in Costa Rica, for example.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But then it would be also nature, raw nature, I would say. Yeah. You see, sadly enough, the government doesn't invest that much in tourism. Like there is a touristic destination, and they can just take advantage of that. So you will find raw beauty in nature in Nicaragua, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. And then again, Nicaraguan people, when you're there, they welcome you. We share the little we have with you. We bring you into our home, and we share with you things. We also share personal experiences with you, like we make you part of us.
Do they like gringos? Or do they put up with gringos?
No. That is something that I can tell you. We are more authentic. If we like you, you will definitely know. If we don't like you, you will definitely know that too. Yes, that's something that I have experienced too. Yeah. So
the government does. It's too bad because you're right, the rawness of the country and stuff. I mean, Costa Rica, obviously, they they get a lot of tourism dollars, so they invest back into it.
Yes.
You know, they're marketing in magazines and stuff, and a lot of people, the people that know Nicaragua, I've never met a person that's gone there and didn't say it was great. I mean, nobody ever. I don't think. You used to lead groups, didn't you, there or here?
The groups, no, I did it over there too, and the fact that I was leading this group traveling in Nicaragua, and you know, having a tour guide from the spot, from that place that you're going to visit, is a plus.
Now, what's your beef with Costa Rica? Why do Costa Ricans? I'll tell you what, they're also nice people, but they are definitely prejudiced against Nicaraguans. And that's just it's a truth. I'm not trying
There's
to be
a lot of history there too.
I'm not saying they necessarily will discriminate. That's an action.
That's
but
something
prejudice
else.
is a thought.
Yep.
And their thought is it just the history of maybe some certain conflicts or something, or what is the deal with that?
Yeah, well, you know, in the 80s, in the early 80s, there were a lot of migration from Nicaraguans coming into Costa Rica, and then just recently, like a couple years ago, there was also a massive migration to
2018.
Yes,
that whole thing.
Yes.
Just explain. We don't have to get into that, but back in 2018, I think. Well, you explain it just really quick. The government.
There was a very big political situation there, and it was almost kind of in the verge of civil war, almost. So the police faced the people making protests and all that. So I really don't want to get into that.
Yeah, it just got a little dangerous.
It got a little bit dangerous for some people who were against the government. Let's just say that. But I don't want to make this a political conversation nor anything like that. But I again, honesty, right? So that was the situation back in 2018. Nowadays, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more calmer, and people can come. I have a lot of friends back in the Netherlands, and they were asking me to come to if it was safe to come to Nicaragua. When it wasn't, I told them, no, don't come here. It's not safe yet. But nowadays, it is. I mean, my best friend and her daughter are coming to Nicaragua as well. So
you want to give them a shout out?
Oh yeah, please. Love you guys.
So tourism's rebounded a couple of years back, right? I mean, it's been rebounding ever since. You just had a couple bad years.
Yeah, no, tourism is picking up. It's picking up. Yeah.
Okay, so people that don't know, let's just do a couple of hacks. What are like 5 must-sees if somebody goes to Nicaragua? Because a lot of times they might do the same tourist thing, but what are some of the hacks?
There's a circuit, but it really depends on what you like. You know, if you're adventurous, nature. Okay, if it's nature, then you need to see Isla de Ometepe, which is the biggest island on Sweetwater, with 2 volcanoes. So that's something that you really have to see. You have to. Then you go to the Granada Islands. There's 365 islands on Sweetwater as well. Volcan Masaya, which is just like maybe a couple of kilometers from where I live. And that's something that you have to see as well.
What about everyone talks about? I've been wanting to go to this place, but I've never been. Corn Island.
Corn Island is also a beautiful island on the Atlantic.
It's kind of known. It's kind of known.
It is. Yes, it is. There are really short flights.
Would you stop in Granada, right? You would visit Granada, the city, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Granada has got one of the most, I don't know, beautiful's not maybe the right word for the cemetery. What's the right word for the cemetery?
Whoa.
It's massive.
It is.
But every headstone and every mausoleum is just freaking
very well thought and very well made and very well built, I would say.
Yeah, you just go in there and take pictures. It's so interesting.
It has been actually used for some photo shoots, modeling and all that. Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
I've been there every time I go. I go there.
Yeah, some artists also, I cannot recall the names, but some artists have filmed some music videos there. Something. Yeah.
Are you a fan of San Juan del Sur?
I am.
That's kind of also another known beachy.
Yes, it is.
Thing.
It is. I mean, you have the town San Juan del Sur, but then around town, just like along the coast, you also have some other beautiful beaches like Remanso, Playa Hermosa, Gigante, Mahahual. You have so many beaches to to visit there.
I feel like some people are going to write you, go, Michael, I want to talk to Jassert. Can you do my travel plans for Nicaragua?
Please do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You heard him. Oh my gosh, be careful what you wish for.
Well,
Michael, we love you. We love Costa Rica, but you're done. We're going to Nicaragua.
Please do.
Is your coffee as good?
Our coffee is really good as well.
Okay, this is where we part ways, dude. Right here. You are done. Now,
I'm having Nicaraguan coffee right now. You tell me.
I wouldn't even let it in his house. I am not happy with the way this interview's going now.
No, but really, and it's been a long time since the last you were there.
Yeah,
last time you were there. Yeah, right.
COVID. We used to go every year.
Yeah,
yeah. That's how I met you.
Yeah,
I've known.
We met in Granada actually.
17 years ago, right?
17 years ago, indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Seems like yesterday, huh?
Well, it does because I always love going to Granada. I just do. Yeah. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know the bright color. I love that cobblestone stuff. I love opening those doors, and it's like a surprise gift.
Yeah,
wherever you open.
Yeah,
and then he's right, and you're right about the people. So
it's kind of like a Pandora box because you really don't know what you're gonna find there.
And a couple times, I went to a few clubs late at night.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, nightlife is also really nice in Granada. I have to say they don't go up to, I don't know, 4 in the morning or something like that. They're not allowed to
really?
Nowadays. Just a few of them.
I'm not going to get too much, but the government doesn't affect tourism necessarily, right? It's just kind of hands off.
Nowadays, no.
Okay.
So nowadays, no. But there are a lot of things that you need to take into consideration before coming into Nicaragua, and I would like to talk to you about that. Guys, I don't know. You can contact Mike and
get your paper out. Start taking some notes right now. Go.
Yeah, well, you need to be careful with the electronics that you bring into the country. Like drones are not allowed, for example.
Period.
That's it. No questions asked. Ooh. Drones are not allowed. So if you're coming to do documentaries or something like that, then you need to make sure that you have licensed tools, so to speak.
No, I understand.
You know? So yeah, you need to make sure that you read some of the requirements before you come in. But once you're in, it may be a little of a hassle trying to get into the country, not because of the visa, not because of the permit or something, but maybe what you bring with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly electronics, that they are really, really sensitive about that. Yeah. But once you're there, you're up for a good time.
Can I tell a quick story about Nicaragua?
Please go ahead.
So we used to go to Nicaragua. We used to take the river to get there. And so if there's a part of the river where we start, we're in Costa Rica. We were on the boat for an hour, and all of a sudden we're going into Nicaragua. We're right on that line. The Nicaraguan army's right there, and they ain't playing. And they tell you, now remember, I was younger, but they tell you, do not snap pictures. Don't take pictures. Put your cameras away now.
Yeah.
I didn't hear them. So I did, because I do videos, man. I wanted to capture the moment. I captured it, but I had to get rid of it.
Yep.
He saw me, got the gun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, but there's also.
I mean, that was obviously my fault. I mean,
yeah.
I already kind of knew. I just was trying to get.
There's a little bit of a backstory that right there too, because this river you're talking about is the Rio San Juan, which is a natural border between Nicaragua and Costa Rica on the Atlantic side. And there's always been this dispute of if Rio San Juan is from Nicaragua or is it from Costa Rica or it belongs to Nicaragua or Costa Rica. But it's just a natural border between these two countries. I don't see it as a big deal.
Is crossing the border for a tourist difficult? Okay, let's say not to bring in drones or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Is it an issue as a tourist? How long do you get?
It really depends, but I think it's 90 days. I need to double check that, but I am sure that it's 90 days that you get to stay in the country. Yeah, but of course you have to pay sort of a fee, like a tourism fee.
Yeah, but it's not very much.
It's not very much. It's not. It's not more than $20. Yeah, so you do that. But once you're there, once you're there, you're up for a very good time. I can tell you.
Yeah, it's definitely a combo meal because Costa Rica, right next there. There are neighbors to the north, and we get a lot of people even ask us, Michael, should we go to Nicaragua? And I didn't say yes for a minute, but I've said yes for a lot of years, and I continue to say yes now. There's only like a 2-year period. Like, you might want to wait on that.
Yeah.
But, no, I would encourage anybody to visit Nicaragua. I mean,
right now I can tell you that Nicaragua is experiencing, when it comes to tourism, right? Strictly to tourism. Now it is experiencing a research.
So how's it deal with? Again, I know we're going all over the board on this. It's just kind of what comes into my mind. How are expats treated okay?
Yes.
So can you get your residency fairly easy, or is it a difficult process, or do they?
There is.
If you don't know, it's fine.
I'm not sure about expats. I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is a friend of mine who is from Costa Rica. He decided to move to Nicaragua, and it was not difficult for him to get the residency. I don't know if it has to do with the nationality. I don't know, maybe. But
possibly, yes.
But for him, it was not that difficult. Within 3 months, which is the time that he got to stay in the country, he was able to fill up a form and request the residency. So he was allowed to stay there for a longer period of time.
I'm sure expats are finding their way back there after that brief little time. But I know everybody that I know that lives there likes it.
Yeah, the country itself is really nice. Beautiful nature. Now, if you're more adventurous, we have also the sandboarding in León. The volcano is called Cerro Negro.
Oh my gosh, I feel like he's selling us tours now. What do you guys think?
It's just a sneak peek of what you're going to get.
All right. He's setting your itinerary right now. So sandboarding's going down like a dune?
Yeah, it is actually a volcano.
Have you done it?
I have. Oh,
You're
God.
Still here,
the adrenaline. I mean, you get all geared up as well, right? But you have to climb up with your sandboard all the way to the top of the volcano, and then you just go, woo. Yeah,
I did when I was at home. I can't remember the 2 volcanoes in Ometepe, but I did climb one of them.
Might have been Maderas.
And it was actually, it wasn't shooting, but it was, I don't want to say.
Like a little bit of smoke?
It was a little chemically.
Right.
You could smell it. You could actually smell it. Now, this is going back, this would have been a good 15 years ago.
I think it was Concepcion, Volcan Concepcion, the one that is not green.
Yes, now
because there are these 2 volcanoes. One is Maderas, which is covered in vegetation, and the other one is completely.
We went up and took pictures and stuff. Yeah,
that's a Concepcion.
Back then, I could do that. I'm not doing that now.
But there are people doing it. I have a very good friend. I have a very good friend from the U.S. and she came and she climbed the volcano with a group, of course, and with a guide. You have to do it with a guide, otherwise you will get lost.
Yeah, well, it's even
you don't want to get lost.
I don't know why this was funny to me. It's like you can't see the volcano. How can you get lost? If I remember, the hike even to the volcano was.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. Anything we're missing? Well, I think we're going to be talking again because we'll probably fine tune this conversation into more of a tourism thing or maybe an expat thing or other thing. But I just wanted to lay some groundwork a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
now, bottom line, Nicaragua is a great destination. If you want to have, like affordable tourism, like if you can go there and food is good, amazingly tasty
and cheap,
and very cheap. Very, very, very cheap. Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Of course.
Appreciate this stuff.
Anytime.
I think we're going to get back with them. Guys, if you're interested, hey, I don't know, maybe somebody's watching this. I have a few Nicaraguan videos on this channel anyway, so maybe somebody's hitting us up. If you guys are interested and you want his contact, write me.
Hit me up.
All right, guys, I'm Michael Lau from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Hey, things are going to pop up if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere. Always do your homework and research. And if it's Costa Rica or Nicaragua, well, no. in this case, me, because I'm going to say to keep on my videos about Costa Rica. So, but always do your homework and research.
Yeah.
All right, man. Peace, guys. Say bye.
Bye.